Here's a rewritten version of your section, designed for maximum engagement, intrigue, and adherence to YouTube's fair use guidelines while incorporating Catholic biblical themes. The birth and divine mark of the chosen ones. Have you ever wondered if your life was meant for something greater? That the struggles, the isolation, the strange events surrounding you weren't coincidences, but signs? What if I told you that before you even took your first breath, you were already marked by God? This isn't just a metaphor. The Bible is filled with stories of individuals set apart from birth, their arrival heralded by celestial events, prophetic visions, and even supernatural interventions. Think of Moses, abandoned in a basket but destined to lead a nation, or John the Baptist, whose birth was foretold by an angel, or the most extraordinary of all, Jesus Christ himself, born of a virgin, under a star that guided wise men from the east. Could it be that you too were born with a purpose beyond the ordinary? Many chosen ones enter this world under mysterious, even bizarre circumstances, as if the universe itself acknowledges their arrival. Some are born during rare astronomical alignments, others under conditions so improbable that they defy logic. Have you ever met someone whose birth seemed almost scripted? Stories of children who survived impossible odds at birth, who were different from the very beginning. These aren't just stories. Throughout history, those who carry the mark of divine purpose have displayed extraordinary traits from an early age. A mind that grasps deep truths before it should. A heart that feels the weight of the world's suffering. An intuition so sharp, it almost seems supernatural. People sense something different about them, but can't explain why. Some are revered, others feared. Here's the part that might shake you. Many of these individuals face immense trials almost immediately after birth, as if darkness itself is trying to snuff out their light before it can shine. Think of how King Herod ordered the massacre of infants, trying to prevent the rise of the Messiah, or how Pharaoh sought to drown Moses before he could become a liberator. Could it be that those marked by God are also marked by opposition? What about you? Have you always felt out of place, like the world around you doesn't quite understand you? That's not an accident. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah 1 verse 5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." If this verse speaks to you, you need to keep watching, because what comes next will change the way you see your entire life. This version amps up intrigue, suspense, and biblical references, creating a Mr. Beast-style hook that keeps viewers emotionally and intellectually engaged. It's designed to spark curiosity, provoke deep reflection, and encourage longer watch time. Key elements for YouTube success. Want me to refine further? The trials and the lonely path of the chosen ones. What if I told you that being chosen isn't a privilege, but a burden? That those destined for greatness don't walk an easy path, but one filled with betrayal, isolation, and relentless opposition? Think about it. Every prophet, leader, and warrior of faith in the Bible had to endure rejection before they could fulfill their purpose. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own brothers. Moses was exiled into the desert. David was hunted like an animal before becoming king. Even Jesus himself, the Son of God, was mocked, ridiculed, and crucified by the very people he came to save. Why? Because the world fears what it does not understand. If you've ever felt misunderstood, outcast, or judged for simply being who you are, you're not alone. The chosen ones are rarely accepted by society. Their ideas seem too radical, their vision too different. Their very existence threatens the status quo. People prefer comfort over change, and when someone comes along who doesn't fit the mold, they attack. Maybe you were the kid who saw the world differently, the one with dreams too big, the one who questioned everything. Maybe your talents made others envious. Or maybe your kindness was seen as weakness. And so the world pushed you aside, left you feeling like an outsider, like you don't belong. But here's the shocking truth. This is not a curse. It's the ultimate test. The Bible warns us in Matthew 7, verse 13 to 14, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." The chosen ones don't take the easy road. They don't follow the crowd. They walk alone. But here's the part no one tells you. This loneliness is necessary. It forges you. It strengthens you. It separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Because in the end, only those who endure the fire become the light. So if you feel like an outsider, if the world has pushed you to the fringes, take heart. Because the greatest stories, the ones that change the world, are always about those who refuse to follow the crowd. And you might just be one of them. Keep watching, the truth gets even deeper. The journey of self-discovery and spiritual protection. What if I told you that the greatest battle you will ever fight is the one within yourself? The world is loud, chaotic, and relentless. It will distract you, deceive you, and drain you, all to keep you from realizing who you truly are. Because here's the truth. If you are chosen, you are a threat to conformity, a threat to darkness, a threat to a world that thrives on keeping people lost and powerless. And that's why protecting your spirit is not optional, it's essential. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. This means your energy, your purpose, your very existence, all of it depends on how well you guard your spirit. But how do you do that? First, you must master the art of separation. Chosen ones don't belong in toxic environments. The wrong people, the wrong influences, the wrong habits, they don't just slow you down, they poison you. Ever noticed how being around certain people leaves you drained? That's not your imagination. Some people, knowingly or unknowingly, carry destructive energy, and their goal? To dim your light. Second, you must sharpen your intuition. The chosen ones are gifted with an ability to sense truth before it's obvious. But if you allow the world to drown out your inner voice, you will lose your greatest weapon. Pray, meditate, listen. Your intuition isn't random, it's divine guidance. Third, you must elevate your energy. The enemy wants you exhausted, distracted, and discouraged. But the Bible reminds us in Isaiah 40:31, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. You don't just survive, you rise. That means feeding your soul with faith, wisdom, and things that elevate your spirit, not fear, negativity, or doubt. And finally, you must embrace your sensitivity, not suppress it. The world will tell you that feeling deeply is a weakness, but in reality, it is your greatest strength. Jesus himself wept, felt anger, and showed boundless compassion, because to be chosen is to feel deeply. The key is learning to control it, not letting it control you. So ask yourself, are you guarding your energy, or are you letting the world steal it? Because those who fail to protect their light will watch it fade. And if that happens, the darkness wins. Keep watching. The next truth will shake you. The burden of responsibility and the battle against the world. What if I told you that being chosen isn't about privilege, it's about pressure? That the moment you were set apart, you became a target? The world doesn't reward those who are different. It resists them. It fights them. And if you are one of the chosen ones, then make no mistake, you are at war. The Bible makes it clear in John 15:19. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. But as it is, you do not belong to the world, and that is why the world hates you. That's the truth no one tells you. Being chosen means carrying a responsibility that others will never understand. You're expected to lead, to inspire, to break chains that have existed for generations. And that makes you dangerous, because change is terrifying. And people who cling to comfort will do anything to silence the ones trying to wake them up. That's why the world didn't just reject Jesus, it crucified him. That's why Moses was hunted, why David was chased down, why the prophets were persecuted, and that's why you feel the weight you do. The resistance isn't a coincidence, it's a reaction. The darkness knows exactly who you are. It knows the potential you carry, and it will do everything in its power to break you before you rise. That's why you feel the pressure. That's why you battle self-doubt, fear, and exhaustion. Because the moment you embrace who you are, you disrupt the system. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Pressure creates diamonds. Fire forges warriors. And opposition confirms that you're on the right path. When society expects you to conform, don't. When the world tries to dim your light, shine brighter. When the pressure feels unbearable, remember who is backing you. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you." So now the question is, will you carry this burden, or will you let the world break you? Because history has already proven one thing. The chosen ones don't just survive, they rise. Keep watching. The truth gets even deeper. Awakening the mission and spreading the light. What if I told you that your pain wasn't in vain? That every hardship, every betrayal, every night you spent questioning your purpose was preparing you for something greater? Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Being chosen is not about you. It's not about fame, fortune, or proving your worth. It's about serving something far greater than yourself. And the moment you realize this, everything changes. You stop chasing validation, you stop fearing rejection, you stop living for the world and start living for the mission you were born to fulfill. But here's the part that might shake you. Your mission isn't easy. Jesus himself, the greatest of all, wasn't just loved. He was hated, hunted, and crucified. Why? Because he carried the truth. And truth, it terrifies those who live in darkness. If you are chosen, you don't get to live a small life. You don't get to hide in the crowd. You don't get to ignore the call burning inside of you. You were sent here to be a light in a world drowning in darkness. Matthew 5 verse 14 says, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others." That means you can't afford to dim your light just because others are uncomfortable. It means you can't let fear keep you silent. It means that no matter how much resistance you face, you must rise. And when you do, you become unstoppable. People will be drawn to your presence without knowing why. Doors will open that no one can shut. Your words will carry power, not because they're yours, but because they come from something greater. So here's the question. Are you ready? Are you ready to step into your calling? Are you ready to become the beacon of hope this world desperately needs? Are you ready to live a life that actually matters? Because if you are, then now is the time. Subscribe to this channel right now if this message spoke to you. Join a community of chosen ones who refuse to live in fear and are ready to rise into their destiny. And may God bless you abundantly as you walk this path. You are not alone. You were chosen for a reason. Now go and shine.